Hey guys, how's it going? Mike with Richmond Reptiles. Um, I had told some people that I was gonna go live today on some Facebook groups. Just I've been seeing a lot of questions about feeders and especially like new people. How's it going? New people and getting into reptiles. A lot of them have been asking about feeders and the correct sizing and just different things. So I figure I would just kind of weigh in on the subject. When it comes to feeding, guys, it's not a one size fits all. You'll go to one pet store and crickets will be smalls and they'll be one size. And then you'll go to the next pet store and their smalls are bigger or smaller or they're more like pinheads. It's not an exact science, guys. You're working with living beings. And that's just the insects, let alone the reptiles. So, you can break it down into a multitude of different things, whether it's the reptile's metabolism rate, temperatures in the tank. If my tank's running warmer than your tank, my dragon's metabolism is just naturally going to be running faster. So they're going to eat more quantity, right? So vice versa, if your tank is, say, slightly low in temp, your reptiles aren't going to eat as much. How's it going? We're talking feeders and everything. So yeah, your temps will really play a factor in the amount of feeders along with the size of the feeders. So as your reptile grows, yet again, you're working with a living animal, right? So as your reptile grows, it's going to grow, but it's not going to hit that next feeder step, right? So let's just say, Cyrus, he's using small discoids. But even in a small discoid bin, or, we order from Suncoast discoids down here, but even in the smalls, you're going to have a variety of sizes, right? And then as Cyrus grows, he's not going to grow and just, this shed, he jumped right up to the medium. He's going to stay in those smalls. So, with Cyrus is a good example right now. He's at 12 to 15 small discoids a day, split between 2 feedings. Different, like I said, depending on your temps and everything, it's going to change that for you. But I see a lot of people stressing out about size and everything and how many. And really the biggest thing is to get a good base. So when you get your reptile, I'm using bearded dragons for example, get an appropriate size feeder. Figure out, take some time, preferably on an off day, figure out how much they'll put down before they say, I'm done, I'm full. And it gives you a good baseline for the quantity that your reptile is going to eat. And, obviously this takes some time. It's not, like I said, it's not a one size fits all. Just because they ate 12 of those discoids today doesn't mean that they're going to want 12 tomorrow. They may want 10. Maybe the discoids on average are a little bit bigger today than yesterday, so they're only going to eat 8 of them, right? You got to kind of keep it simple. You're working with living animals, whether it's your feeder or your reptile. It's going to have some leeway. You don't eat steak every day, and even if you did, you don't cut it into the exact size portions, or you don't make the same exact size salad every day. Some days you're a little bit more active, so you eat more. Some days you're not as active, so you eat less. Your reptiles are the same. The best thing you can do, get a good baseline on an appropriate size feeder, and then adjust as necessary. Monitor your animal. If the discoids or the crickets are a little bit big this feeding, chances are maybe take a couple off. If they're a little bit small, I run into the issue of my chameleons don't eat discoids, so I still have to go get live large crickets. Sometimes they don't have them, so I get the smalls and they have to hunt more because mine don't eat out of the bowls. My chameleons like to hunt. They don't really eat out of the bowls. They're not really interested at all. But point being, guys, keep it simple, stupid. Get a good baseline. And, you know, just monitor your animals. They'll tell you what they want and what they need. And yeah, hope this helps, guys. You know, if you have any questions in the future, please feel free to message us. We're always trying to help new people in reptiles. But hope you have a great Sunday.